Alex stepped off the small exploration shuttle and felt the soft crunch of alien soil beneath his boots. The air smelled different here, sharp, sweet, and a little metallic. He had traveled across the galaxy to reach the newly discovered planet of Viralia, and already it felt alive in a way that no Earth landscape ever had. Towering plants, glowing in shades of blue and green, swayed even though there was barely a breeze. In the distance, strange creatures flitted between the trees, their movements quick and almost mischievous. He checked his equipment, making sure the scanners were working, and the environmental readings were stable. Everything was normal, except for the subtle vibrations under his feet. That was something he hadn't expected. Curiosity made him take a step forward, and then another following the soft hum beneath the soil. Alex had read the reports about Viralia's sentient species, the Leorans, but he had no idea what to expect. Descriptions on paper could never capture the grace and energy of a living being, moving freely in its natural environment. His heart raced as a shadow moved in the trees. Then she appeared. Leora was taller than him, even though she had a slender frame. Her skin shimmered faintly, reflecting the colors around her like a mirror. Her hair was long and floated around her as if weightless, and her eyes were large, deep and golden, full of curiosity and intelligence. She didn't approach aggressively. Instead, she tilted her head and watched him. Alex froze for a moment, unsure whether to greet her or run. Hello? He said finally, unsure if she understood his language. Leora made a soft melodic sound. It was not words, but somehow Alex understood it as a greeting. He smiled awkwardly. He couldn't help it. He was staring. Not in a crude way, he told himself, but the way humans notice beauty. He noticed how her posture was confident, how her muscles moved under her skin, and yes, he admitted to himself, he noticed her curves. Immediately he cursed silently in his mind. Don't be a fool, Alex, don't be a fool. Leora's golden eyes flicked to his gaze and then back to his face. She smiled in a way that made Alex's heart skip. Then, in her strange melodic voice, she said something that he somehow understood perfectly. So, you like my form a lot, Alex froze. He blinked. Did she just read his thoughts? Or was she teasing him? I was just observing. Yeah, observing, he stammered, waving his hands awkwardly. Leora laughed, a musical sound that filled the clearing. Observing, she repeated, tilting her head. You humans are funny. Alex swallowed, embarrassed. He had never expected first contact with an alien species to start with a moment like this. But before he could recover, a sudden tremor shook the ground beneath them. The soil cracked, and from the trees came a flock of Virelian predators. Long, sleek creatures with multiple legs and sharp eyes drawn to movement. Alex barely had time to react. His training kicked in as he grabbed his scanning tool, which could double as a short-range stun device. He aimed carefully and fired at the nearest predator. It screeched and recoiled, but more were coming. Leora didn't panic. Instead, she moved with grace, her body twisting and spinning, dodging attacks and striking with her limbs in ways that Alex could only admire. For a moment, Alex realized something. Leora was powerful. She wasn't just beautiful, she was strong, skilled, and fearless. And here he was, a human in slightly outdated armor, trying to survive alongside her. Cover me, Alex shouted, ducking behind a glowing plant as one predator lunged for him. Leora's golden eyes flicked to him, and she moved in a blur, intercepting the creature with a precise kick. It yelped and skittered away. Human. Brave, she said, almost as if it were a compliment. Alex nodded quickly, still catching his breath. They moved together, navigating the forest as more predators emerged. Alex was amazed at how quickly he adapted, using his environment to his advantage. He triggered small traps, diverted creatures, and even used a glowing vine to swing across a chasm, landing beside Leora with a triumphant grin. She clapped lightly. Resourceful, she said. You humans. Surprising. Alex laughed nervously, wiping sweat from his brow. Yeah, well, I had a good teacher, he said, thinking back to his training and past adventures on Earth. But inside he realized something more important. Humans were adaptable. We improvise. We survive. And somehow this alien, who seemed far beyond him in every way, was recognizing that. After what felt like hours but was only a few minutes, the predators finally retreated, likely disturbed by a larger creature in the distance. Alex and Leora collapsed on a soft patch of moss, breathing heavily. Thank you, Alex said sincerely. I couldn't have handled that alone. Leora's gaze softened. And I thank you, she replied. Your courage. Surprising. Your mind. Clever. She paused, tilting her head in a way that made Alex's heart race. You humans. Maybe not as weak as we thought. Alex chuckled, feeling relief wash over him. Glad to hear that, he said, trying to keep his tone casual even though his mind was spinning. He realized that first impressions mattered, but so did actions. Humans could impress not with sheer strength alone, but with ingenuity, quick thinking, and empathy. As the sun, or whatever the star over Virelia was, began to set, painting the sky in shades of violet and orange, Alex and Leora set up a small camp. Leora showed him how to create a protective dome using local materials, and Alex shared his rations and water filtration device. They laughed at the differences in their diets and discovered similarities in their problem-solving methods. At one point, Alex glanced at her, trying to read her expression. She caught his gaze and, with a mischievous smile, nudged him lightly. You think humans awkward? She teased. Alex laughed, scratching the back of his neck. Maybe a little, he admitted. But we try. That counts for something, right? Leora nodded. Counts. A lot. The night fell, and the stars of Virelia shone brighter than anything Alex had seen on Earth. He felt a strange mix of awe and comfort. Despite the alienness of the world and the strangeness of the situation, there was a connection forming, a bond based on mutual respect, humor and survival. Tomorrow, Leora said softly, we explore more. You stay close. This planet? Tricky, Alex nodded. I wouldn't have it any other way, he said, realizing that this adventure, dangerous as it was proving something bigger. Humanity could hold its own, even among the stars, and somehow he knew this was just the beginning. The next morning, Alex awoke to a strange melody drifting through the air. The sound was soft, musical, and full of energy, as if the planet itself were singing. Leora was already awake, stretching gracefully, her eyes catching the sunlight in golden sparks. She smiled at him. Time to move, she said. Virelia, full of surprises. Alex rubbed his eyes and followed her, taking in the glowing plants and strange creatures that filled the forest. Every step seemed to reveal something new. Floating flowers that pulsed with light, small animals with translucent bodies, and vines that reacted to touch. But Alex kept his focus. The predators from yesterday might be gone, but the forest was still alive with danger. Watch this, Leora said suddenly, stopping near a cluster of thick vines. With a swift motion, she tugged one, and it moved like a living rope, curling around a low branch to form a bridge. Alex's eyes widened. The planet was not just dangerous, it was smart. It reacted to them. Impressive, Alex said, stepping carefully onto the vine bridge. I've never seen anything like this. You humans. Clever, Leora replied. Learn fast, adapt. They traveled for hours, moving deeper into the forest. Alex noticed that Leora seemed to anticipate the forest's reactions, almost like she understood the planet in a way he couldn't. Still, he relied on his human ingenuity. When a sudden stream blocked their path, he used a portable scanner to locate the safest crossing, marking weak rocks and hidden currents. Leora raised an eyebrow but stepped where he pointed. Resourceful, she said again, clearly impressed. Alex grinned. You think that's something? He then noticed a shadow moving above them. A massive Virelian glider, a predator with wings spanning twice his height, swooped down, eyes locked on them. Alex felt his heart race. The glider dived. Now, Leora shouted. Alex barely had time to react. He activated a small energy net from his pack, launching it at the creature. The net wrapped around one wing, causing it to crash into a tree with a heavy thud. The glider squirmed but was trapped, giving them enough time to escape. Clever, Leora said, shaking her head. Humans always surprising. Alex laughed, though his chest heaved. You're not so bad yourself. As they continued, Leora began explaining her world. Her language was melodic, but somehow Alex understood through gestures, tone, and context. She told him about the forest, the predators, and the delicate balance that kept Virelia alive. Alex shared his experiences from Earth, how humans survived, adapted, and thrived despite challenges. You humans. Small, fragile, Leora said. But your minds. Powerful, you think? Fast, Alex smiled. It's all about problem solving. That's what makes us survive. Hours later, they arrived at a cliff overlooking a valley that glowed with bioluminescent plants. In the center was a village of Leorans, small structures built from living vines that pulsed gently. But the village was in trouble. Several predators were attacking and Leoran citizens ran in panic. Alex looked at Leora. "We need a plan." Leora nodded. "Together. We can help." Alex quickly scanned the area. He noticed a pattern in the predators' movement. "They're following the light sources," he said. "If we can redirect the energy from the glowing plants, we can confuse them." Leora raised her eyebrow. "Humans, strange thinking." Alex didn't argue. He activated his portable energy tools and began rerouting energy from nearby plants, creating bursts of light that distracted the predators. Leora fought beside him, using her strength and agility to protect the villagers. Step by step, they drove the predators away, and finally, the valley was safe. The villagers emerged, their faces showing relief and admiration. Leora looked at Alex, her eyes wide. "Your mind saved them," Alex shrugged. "Just doing what humans do best. Think fast, adapt, protect." The villagers surrounded them, offering strange gifts of gratitude, glowing fruits, woven vines, and small trinkets that hummed with energy. Alex accepted politely, but he knew the true reward was the respect he had earned. Even the playful misunderstanding from the first day, the comment about her form, now seemed distant, replaced by trust and admiration. That evening, Alex and Leora sat at the edge of the village watching the sky turn violet and gold. "Humans," Leora said softly. "You, more than I imagined. Brave, clever, kind," Alex chuckled. "I'm just trying to do the right thing. And survive." She smiled, nudging him lightly. "Survive." "Yes, but you—" "Impress." Alex laughed, shaking his head. "I never thought I'd come to an alien planet and end up as a hero." "Not hero. Human," Leora corrected. "Unique, your kind. Rare strength. Not in muscle, but mind, heart. You special." Alex felt a warmth spread through him. He realized something important. Humans didn't need to be the strongest or the fastest to be respected. Their ingenuity, courage, and empathy could win admiration, even from an advanced alien species. Days passed, and Alex and Leora continued exploring. They faced environmental hazards, quicksand-like moss, sudden storms, and aggressive wildlife. But every time, Alex's human resourcefulness combined with Leora's skill and knowledge. Together, they solved problems that neither could have faced alone. One day, they discovered a small enclave where an endangered alien species was trapped. Alex quickly assessed the situation. Using portable tools, he created barriers, redirected water flow, and even constructed temporary shelters. Leora helped, impressed by his methodical approach. When the enclave was safe, Leora looked at him, eyes shining. "Human, your mind, your courage, changed everything. You helped life." Alex smiled, feeling proud. "Humans, we try, and we care. That's what matters." Leora laughed softly. "Care, humans. Strange, but good." As they prepared to leave the enclave, Alex noticed the sun dipping below the horizon, casting long shadows across the alien forest. He felt a sense of accomplishment and wonder. He had come to study a planet, but instead, he had discovered something more important: the impact of humanity, even in the far reaches of the galaxy. That night, under a sky full of alien stars, Alex and Leora shared stories of their worlds. Laughing at misunderstandings and marveling at similarities, they talked about courage, friendship, and the unpredictable ways life could connect beings from entirely different worlds. "Tomorrow," Leora said, "we explore new territory. You, stay close, we adventure." Alex nodded. Wouldn't have it any other way. As he settled down to rest, he realized that first contact was never just about science. It was about connection, understanding, and showing the best of what humanity could offer. He had arrived as an explorer, but he had become something more, a symbol of human ingenuity, bravery, and heart. And somewhere deep in the glowing forest of Virelia, Leora's laughter and golden eyes reminded him that even across the stars, respect and friendship could bridge worlds. For Alex, the adventure was far from over. But now he knew something critical. Humans were more than capable of leaving a mark, no matter how strange or alien the world around them might be. He drifted to sleep, content, knowing that tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and, most importantly, a continued bond with a being who now saw the true value of humanity. And as the twin moons of Virelia rose, casting silver light across the forest, Alex dreamed of all the ways humans could surprise, adapt, and thrive even in the most extraordinary circumstances.